Day 7.
This was a 9-mile day. The elevation ascent was 3,107 feet, and the descent was 1,918 feet. The second half of the 100-mile wilderness elevation was definitely more difficult as we went along. The views and the scenery in this area, though, are just unbelievable. We could still see views of Mount Katahdin as we went along. The views going up Whitecap were stunning. It was pretty cold and windy as we got above tree line. We ended our day at Sidney Tappan campsite.
Day 8.
This was an 11.7-mile day with a total elevation gain of over 5,000 feet. This was one of our more challenging days, both physically and mentally, with the rains and the actual climbs. There's just something about walking beside a river or stream that's so peaceful and relaxing. There was so much water and mud in this section. A little thunderstorm going on. It's 1 o'clock. It's very dark. Thunderstorms. It's still going. See how cold this is.
Careful.
Well, the rocks are slippery. There were so many roots and more roots. There may have been a few trips and falls. It's about to get real. All the way up there. There was a bear box to store our food in overnight. We ended our day at Chairback Gap Lean-To.
Day 9.
This was an 11.1 mile day with a total ascent of 2,277.6 feet, and the total descent was 3,335 feet. It was another day of beautiful views. We came across the remnants of a small plane crash. If I'm not mistaken, it happened in 1984 when a father and son were flying and crashed due to the winter conditions. Luckily, they both survived and were able to hike out the next morning. You're smiling on the inside. Be careful. The trail gets easier. Look at that. We ended our day at Long Pond Stream Lean-To.
Day 10.
This was a 12.1 mile day. There was a total of 4,761 feet of elevation gain for the day. One of the big challenges of the 100-mile wilderness was the rivers and stream crossings. Even though some were not very deep, the current was really fast and the rocks were slippery. So you had to be very careful crossing. And what I would like to do is, or I usually would disconnect my hip belt in case, if I were to slip, I could just slide out of my pack and let it go instead of it pulling me down. So this is one of our common things that we would do. The trail is not always flat and smooth like most would imagine. And sometimes we get really lucky and can rock hop across the streams. Well, I'm moving too. And some more roots. I'm gonna figure out how to get down. We did come across a few non-venomous snakes. We ended our day at Lehman Brook Lean-To. Day 11. This was a short 3-mile day into Monson. There was about 1,079 foot of elevation gain over the 3 miles. We entered this section nervous and unsure if we had made the right gear choices, if we had enough food, if we had the physical abilities and the drive we needed to complete the 100-mile wilderness. Knowing there was no option to bail out or quit, we knew we had to keep going no matter what. There was very limited cell service, and all of our electronic batteries had depleted by the end. And after all the rain, black flies, mosquitoes, blisters, and no showers for almost 2 weeks, we emerged from the wilderness as hikers with confidence and excitement to continue our southbound adventure. We each earned our trail names. I was given the name Lost and Found by Postman for being so forgetful and constantly misplacing all of my gear, and that was temporarily, of course. Scoot got her name from sitting and sliding down all the large boulders. Thump got his name from constantly bumping his head on blown down trees and low branches. The wilderness that stretched from Able Bridge near Baxter State Park to Monson, Maine was truly an awesome start to our adventure. We heard owls and loons in the night, saw amazing sunrises, sunsets, and stars that shine so bright with no city lights in sight. We enjoyed breathtaking views from the mountain tops. We walked past pristine lakes and across countless streams. It was a test of our endurance and planning, and there was a sense of pride and accomplishment when we completed the 100-mile wilderness. And the best part, we did it together. We were pretty excited to finally get to Shaw's, the hostel, so that we could get showers and getting a nice warm meal and actually getting some time to relax and do some laundry. Day 12. This was definitely a day of eating, relaxing, and recovering. We stayed at Shaw's Hiker Hostel, got some really, really good breakfast, uh, which was nice coming out of the woods. Their breakfast is well known. They're all you can eat blueberry pancakes. They also had eggs and potatoes and bacon, which were delicious. The hostel had loaner clothes, which we uh, obviously picked out for each other while we did our laundry. We also took this time to visit the Appalachian Trail Visitor Center to learn about the trail and to get trail updates. We received our hiker hang tags for our backpacks showing that we were doing a through hike. We met Sunshine while we were in the 100-mile wilderness, and we became a trail family, also known as a tramily. Monson, Maine was such a neat little town. We spent the afternoon walking around and looking at the buildings and enjoying some lunch and dinner as well. We all found our way of relaxing and enjoying the downtime. Hope you enjoyed the videos. Thank you very much.
動画を見てくれてありがとうございます。